Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Beachside Talks with special guest KJ. How you doing, man?
And I'm good, just out here trying to make it, doing my little school thing, doing my work thing. Yeah, I'm just vibing at this point. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just out here being happy and doing what makes me happy. So, can't complain.
So, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? So I feel like I do a lot of things. But as of now, I am an education counselor at the University of Central Arkansas. I am also a instructor here at the university. And I also do like some trainings here and there with different organizations on leadership, mentorship, things of that nature. So yeah, low-key a academic, low-key a dropout academic. So I just, somewhere between there.
So, where do you work at now?
So as of now, I work at the University of Central Arkansas. I work in the Department of Psychology and Counseling as an education counselor. So yeah.
How has that journey been? I know you used to teach in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, so I first started off teaching in Palm Bluff. That's where I was at for 2 years. Then I went to Stuttgart. That's where I'm from. And then
Rice capital of the world. Right?
yeah, the duck and rice capital of the world. So all the mosquitoes down there.
Why y'all make sure to correct people and add to duck?
You said what?
I always just see what y'all gonna say when I just say rice.
Yeah, you gotta add the duck in there.
Duck too.
You gotta add the duck in there. Yeah, so yeah, we got the duck, so you might as well add the mosquitoes in because you got the rice and the water, all that. But I taught in Stuttgart, and then I moved to Pennsylvania, well, in Philly, and I was teaching there, and I was in grad school there, and so I ended up finishing that up pretty quick, and somehow I ended up back here, and I'm thankful to be back in Arkansas. Do not like the East Coast or the North, whatever they want to call that area.
It's the East.
Yeah, so whatever they want to say it is. Yeah, I like being in the South, so I just feel like it kind of worked out coming back here. I was coming back to teach back in on the K through 12 level, but then I ended up getting an opportunity in higher ed, and that was actually my goal coming out of undergrad. So it just kind of happened, and I was like, exactly. So
did you get your undergrad in counseling?
I got my undergrad in communication, in African American studies, and got my first master's in teaching and learning, and then I got my second master's in African American studies. So
seems like you had a great journey to get where you at now. Like, what's been some of the hardest steps in it? Like coming from undergrad communication major, teaching in lower elementary, high school classes, to going to the East Coast, back here now, negotiating yourself in higher education.
I think honestly, I feel like it's been easier to transition to higher ed. I feel like when I was teaching K through 12, it was difficult because there are a lot of, I don't know, I guess because you are teaching like underage people, kids and students, young kids, you have a lot of rules and strict policies you need to follow and have to follow, right? And so I feel like for me, it was very I feel like I couldn't express myself or really just do what I want to do, or I can't say what I want to say because I don't want it to be a reflection of my employer or whatever. And so I feel like I have to do a lot of toning it down. But kind of going to Philly really opened my eyes to a lot of different things as far as education and just being in a space and seeing a lot of different people doing a lot of different things, some good, some bad. So coming back and moving into higher ed felt easy, and it also made me feel like I had a lot to offer. Just kind of having different perspectives now, having been in K-12, having been on the East Coast, having been teaching in higher ed, right? Even when I was in grad school in Philly, I was also a graduate assistant, so I was teaching college courses with some of my professors. So I don't know, I just kind of feel like everything that I did prior to this point prepared me, even when I didn't know it was preparing me, right? So I feel like it was just kind of like divinely orchestrated in a way.
So, what has been your favorite class that you've taught?
My favorite class to teach, and I hope I can start teaching those again, is definitely speech communication. I love public speaking. I love just learning about the process of communication. So that's why I did the major at UCA and that for undergrad. And I've tried to find ways to deploy communication and everything else I do as far as like my studies. If I'm doing Black studies, I'm trying to look at rhetoric in Black social movements, or public speaking, or how Black people have their own way of speaking that doesn't coincide with what has been considered the norm. So yeah, I think that's my favorite class to teach is oral communication. So just watching people overcome those challenges with public speaking, and yeah, watching them be nervous at first and then becoming confident by the end of the semester is it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. You said African American Studies is one of your majors, minors?
Mm-hmm, mine, yeah.
So I'm assuming that's one of your interests. So what are some more of your interests?
Some more of my interests. Definitely interested in Black studies, which I see Black studies as like a interdisciplinary thing. You can look at different phenomena or topics, but focusing on Black people using a Black theoretical framework or something. But I'm also interested in stuff outside of, scholarly dealings or academia. Like, I like playing pickup basketball. I like singing. I like going on hikes. I like going out to events, like social events. I don't even really gotta be doing too much if I go out. I just like to be in that type of environment, and I really feel like it's because I got ADHD. So like, I do need my dopamine increase, so I just kind of go out to get that feeling, even if I don't drink or whatever. So I'm definitely a person that likes to be in the mix, but not for real, because I really don't know nobody, but I just be places.
I can get it. I'm kind of like the same way. I be needing other people's energy sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes that boosts your not only emotion but creativity. Like, being around this different energy, I'm inspired to do this thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's been my experience for sure. Just kind of first being in college, then going back to Southeast Arkansas, where I'm from, Pine Bluff, Stuttgart, that area. Then going out to Philly, just getting the opportunity to be around different people, different perspectives, different energy. I feel like that's really played a huge part in, opening my eyes and helping me find new interests, and also helping me learn more about myself, right? So, yeah.
You said something about music. Do you still make music?
I be writing stuff. One of my really close friends, she makes music, and so sometimes just watching how determined and focused and consistent she is, it makes me want to do it more, but I don't feel like I'm not committed to it. I don't feel like I don't like being committed to much of anything that I feel like I don't feel super passionate about. So with music, I feel like I can do it, especially if I really wanted to like do it for real. I could do the work, but I don't want to do the work because I just don't care that much. But I write stuff here and there, so yeah.
Okay, we're gonna keep on music for a little bit.
Okay.
So, who are some of your favorite people you like to hear?
I really like Eric Benet. It's so crazy because I don't really like a lot of John Legend's music, but I like John Legend's sound and his tone. Like I really love that. I really like Jasmine Sullivan. Yeah, I like Duran Bernard, and I just found out about Duran Bernard in 2019.
Yeah, you posted a dude got a voice.
Yes, like dude.
And he's a whole performer.
Yeah, he's a performer all the way around. So I just like, I didn't even know what he looked like or his style. Like, I didn't even know any of that. I just heard him one time on Spotify, and I was like, nah, like, this dude can, like, really blow the tone, like that baritone sound. I was just like, no, the bass sound. I'm just like, man, I really love dude. Then when I saw him, I was not expecting, like, the energy, what I saw in person. I was thinking that he was going to be, like, super masculine or whatever. Like, he was, like, really feminine, really just, I don't know, bright. And I was like, damn, like, wasn't expecting this. So it kind of like, it really changed my perspective in another way. Like, damn, you really don't know who you listening to sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think one other person, I don't know, I really like, as far as like R&B and stuff, I be listening. That's pretty much it. I kind of like Victoria Monet as well. I flew with her pen and her sound. So, yeah.
I feel like she tries to tiptoe the line between being an amazing talent and not trying to be too much of a sex symbol because she knows niggas gonna objectify her. Like, she's a beautiful lady.
Beautiful.
But an even more beautiful sound on pen. And so when I see people talk about how beautiful she is, I'm like, damn, talk about the music too.
Right.
So I think that's why she doesn't go as hard as she could.
I see that. I can see that.
Because I feel like she can really just step out. Because her last album, I can't
think of it either. But I know I love that song Jaguar she has.
That might be the name of the album, huh?
Yeah, I think it's like an EP or something. Is it? I don't know. But Jaguar, and it's another song on there. What's it? Met him about 2 months ago. Whatever song that is. I like that song.
I like Friends You Can Keep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like her. But yeah, other than that, I really just be listening to some rap sometimes. But I feel like I'm not really that deep into rap. I'm more like a not for real music fan. Like, I just listen to mainstream stuff. Like, yeah, I fool with it, but I couldn't have a conversation about rappers for real. I don't care much.
I'm a music head, so I'm not gonna do that. But who is somebody you want to see perform that you haven't seen?
I have not seen Flo Milli perform in person. I want to see Flo Milli.
That's my wife.
Oh God, like, people finally waking up. Who else I want to see perform? I would like to see. I want to see Beyonce perform. I haven't seen Beyonce yet. Can't afford it. Who else? I seen Duran Bernard perform, but when I went with some people, we were late, and so I'm still pissed about it. But I was there. So I seen a little snippet. I got to see him again. And I already saw Jasmine. So I feel like I've seen the people that I want to see except for Flo Milli. So,
Flo Milli and Beyonce.
yeah, exactly. Flo Milli and Beyonce, I want to see them perform. Yeah, for sure.
From music, more personal situation. I know you're a big advocate for openness, and recently, I don't know how to say it. What's recent?
Recent, maybe, I don't know, the last, I would say recent is like, I guess it depends on what we're talking about, but it could be a year, it could be, I don't know, people say recent.
Recent is, but you came out, right?
I wouldn't say I came out, I wouldn't.
What would you say, correct?
I would say I just be out here, right? Because I think coming out is a huge performance. And I think while people come out and they want to like use it as a way of empowerment, I think coming out, I don't see coming out as for the person who's actually coming out. I feel like it's more of a way for people to identify you or to categorize you or to surveillance you, right? It's like, I gotta come out for your entertainment and to like let you know, hey, look at, like, this is me. And I'm like, I don't see straight people coming out. Like, when you straight, you ain't ever gotta come out. And so for me, I'm just, once I got past the point, once I got over the fact, like, damn, I could really die. Like, niggas really are antagonistic towards non-straight folks. So I'm like, once I got past the point of the fact, or once I accepted that we live in an anti-black world, and we live in an anti-black queer world, but even to just be anti-black embodies all of that. And when I accepted the fact somebody might kill me, niggas might really off me for not being straight, I just was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be out here then, because why not? So I never did the whole coming out thing, but I get the language around it, but because of what coming out signifies, I'm just not with it. I would prefer if people not came out. I would prefer if people stay discreet for their own safety. Like y'all don't be like me. Like, do not be out here.
Alright. That's why I try to be careful with my words. It's not an eye attack, it's just something that I'm just not informed enough on to know what to say to not offend people.
Yeah.
I know I could say something and mean it completely one way, and me not knowing your triggers or what happened in your past. So that's why I was having.
Yeah, nah, that was fine. I mean, I feel like what you said was important because it gave me an opportunity to talk about what coming out is to me and why I would tell niggas don't come out. Like, whatever y'all want to call folks, y'all want to call people discreet in the closet, yeah. I hope them niggas stay there so they don't have to be subjected to the violence that people subject non-straight folks to. So, yeah.
So, what was the biggest hurdle with finally letting people know?
I think for me, the biggest hurdle was recognizing, one, that once I just existed as a non-straight person, that I was gonna especially as a black man, right? I was gonna automatically be categorized as gay, and I was like, it's inevitable. Like,
how do you feel about that? Like, excuse me for cutting you
no,
off.
you
There's not being a bisexual scene amongst men. Because I have this argument like, not you, but
yeah,
that person's bisexual. Man, he's like niggas and bitches.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
bisexual.
yeah, exactly. But because folks are anti-black, they will not give, especially won't give black men the space to be both. Like, you can't like men and women, or you might not even like just men and women. You might like non-binary folks, trans folks, which trans folks, if you're a trans man, you are a man. If you're a trans woman, you're a woman. But it's like, you don't get the space to decide. Like, people decide that for you. Like, once you're not straight, as a man, you're gay. And the only reason they allow black women to do it is because a lot of men see, especially black femmes, right? When a woman shows up as feminine, because we live in a patriarchal world, men see it as something for their enjoyment. So it's like, oh, I like women who like women, like, ooh, that's satisfying to me. Like, and it's like, it ain't even about the woman no more. So women have that space to be bisexual, but when it comes to black men, I mean, you don't have that space. So it's annoying, but I still think the hardest part for me, because I already knew that was gonna be the case. The whole point of me that's the whole point of me being discreet or DL. I would say DL, but that's an argument in itself. But I think the hardest part for me was not wanting to lose close friends. I think that was the part. And what's so crazy is I don't even know. Well, I think it does make sense that I still had that fear, because it can feel like paranoia, but it's like, no, like, niggas actually dying. Niggas actually be getting killed. Niggas actually be getting thrown away. So the fact that I know I have like really aware friends and people who are accepting and all of these things, they're smart, brilliant people, loving people, I still, because of the antagonisms that I know exist, I still had the fear like I might not be friends with these people anymore. So once, like, I literally just had to accept my own social death. Once I accepted my social death, I was like, oh, okay, like, cool, like, it is what it is. Like, if niggas don't fuck with me, cool. So, yeah.
Was there a time? Who was the most? You ain't gotta say your name, but was there a person who took a step back from you that really hurt you the most? Like, damn, I thought you would have my back just because you know me.
I can't say, I can't, I can't say that that's happened. I'll say this: the people that I feel like, I don't feel like nobody has directly done it, but I know whoever has done it, there are people that I don't really fuck with like that anyway. Like some people, you gotta fuck with them because y'all in proximity in a way, so you might deal with them, but it didn't hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, cause I already didn't feel like he was a good person in general. Anyway, so it's like it didn't do shit for me. I think on that note, I feel like there were people who wanted to be outright biphobic, homophobic, queerphobic that didn't want to be. They didn't want it to be so apparent that they found other ways to be antagonistic, and it's like you didn't want to address what it really was, so you made it about something else. And I'm gonna let you have it because I don't give a fuck. But what can I do?
Did being in your fraternity have any effect in the back of your mind when you finally decided to be more transparent?
Wait, what was the question again? I heard the fraternity. I can't hear
Oh,
you saying that.
I'm talking about, I said, did being in your fraternity have any drawback in the back of your mind when you decide to be more transparent with your sexuality?
Oh, definitely. I mean, not even only my fraternity, but I think Greek life, Black Greek life in general, doesn't people exist as gay, queer, bi in Black Greek life. We know that, but the antagonisms are still there. Like people don't get picked for organizations because they're gay. People don't experience the same type of brotherhood or sisterhood because they might not be straight. So it's like, I think definitely that played a part. It was like, okay, what's gonna happen if I'm, more open? And I think also, right, when you're a part of organizations and stuff, not even just Greek life, but it could be any org. People always talk about how you're a reflection of the organization, right? And so my thing was like, I don't want to embarrass the organization, or I don't want to, and that's my own internalized homophobia and biphobia. So I'm like, I don't want to embarrass the organization, or I don't want to embarrass this person. But it's also like, why is being yourself, why is being a human, why is just existing an embarrassment? Why should, so for me, that was just kind of the point that I was just like, actually, no, I'm not gonna not try to embarrass somebody. But I also think I had to, because people are homophobic and biphobic, and not just in the organization, but people outside of these organizations, right? I don't want people to like place that on other folks, right? Force these titles or sexuality identities on folks, like, oh, you ain't straight, you gay, so shit, your line brothers must be gay, your church brothers must be gay. I'm like, and luckily my line brothers, they've always known, and we talk about it. So it's like, it wasn't like a surprise to them, but it's like, other folks, in a weird way, I feel like if I distance myself from folks or whatever, I'm protecting people. So I'm like, or people won't associate you with that, because I'm like, I don't know, it's so intricate and complex. It's just, it puts you in a weird space of like, what can you do? Because you shouldn't have to do all this anyway if I'm a Black person in a Black space. So, yeah.
So, as you experienced it, who do you think are more homophobic, men or women?
I think both are homophobic. I think the way that it shows up. I think the violence that shows up as it relates to homophobia looks different for men and women. Like, it's men out here that's dead ass, like, gonna beat your ass, like, off rip, just because you straight or gay, or might kill you or whatever. I don't see that as often from women, when you read up about it or see things in the media. But I think women, I've seen it more in friendships with women, how women treat like their gay friends or whatever, right? Like you cool, long as you, I don't know, you be kind of like a little sidekick to women. Like as long as you doing what they want you to do, you know, y'all cool, or you be like they little sidekick. But the moment you step out of line, you all type of slurs. So I can't say that men are more homophobic than women because I feel like we're getting into gender politics. I'm like, no, both y'all niggas is homophobic, and that's why I leave it at. It's kind of like I don't like the gender wars. So, because they both antagonistic, and at the end of the day, they both want me dead. So I don't give a fuck what your gender is.
Alright, so I was watching the Meg Thee Stallion Carisha interview. No, she said don't call it. Young Miami interview. And I saw your tweet, ironically, and was looking at it about queer baiting. Could you tell the people about that and your thoughts on quote unquote what queer baiting is?
From my understanding, I could be wrong, but from my understanding, queer baiting is like trying to work to make people perceive you as like queer, or trying to entice someone who is queer for whatever personal gain you might have. Like if you're trying to get your money up, like you might be doing some type of sex work on, and even with sex work is, I can't even say sex work because it's more complex, because you might be doing some type of sex work. You might be a man having sex with men, but that don't mean you're gay when you're doing sex work. So I can't use sex work, but basically trying to entice queer people into, you know, desiring you or perceiving you as one of them and getting what you want out of it, or queer baiting someone and killing them, right? Like you might be enticed by someone that is not queer. This happens to people on the apps. They might get on the little sex apps or dating apps. Somebody pretending to be queer. Y'all meet up, you dead. So
I never got that. Like you go out your way to harm people, and if you really didn't like it or really hated it, but you just block it out your head or block them. But instead, you go out your way to kill somebody that's just living their life.
I mean, but that's anti-blackness in general, though, right? So those are some of the, I would say, the ramifications of anti-blackness and patriarchy. Again, okay, this just me. I ain't speak for no other black folks, but me, I see myself as theoretically a slave. Like, you know, if we are receiving gratuitous violence, we are natally alienated. I don't know who the fuck my people was, you know, before they got shipped on this slave. I don't know. So I'm natally alienated from them niggas. Natally alienated from niggas who probably here in the States that I don't know because our family been so fucked up due to, you know, slavery and shit. And then also general dishonor. So as a black person, we ain't got to do shit to be killed, but exist. Like, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do so well to avoid being killed, and there's nothing that you can do so bad. It's like you don't have to do anything but just be here. So even with being queer, it's like you don't have to do anything. Your existence is enough for them to kill you, and even if they hate you, white people hated us, and they just kill our ass. They still kill our ass. So it's like sometimes I guess you gotta off the niggas you hate. So that's how they feel about us. So hate to see it.
Alright, now getting off of you and your sexuality, because I don't want to make this whole thing about that. Because you're a cool person to go up to that. But I tweeted something one day about incest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's one of the biggest problems in the black community.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like is the biggest problem in the black community?
The biggest problem in the black community, I definitely think we have issues bigger than people having sex with their family members. And I say that because if historically, well, I just said it was natally alienated. But I mean, if we do believe in cultural continuity, right, that folks was already somewhere else, maybe on the continent, you know, whatever, even tracing all the way back to, you know, the Egyptians, that was not abnormal for people to like marry folks in their family to keep the bloodline pure or whatever, or royal bloodlines, whatever. So I'm just like, I guess. I mean, it's weird. I think the incest that happens might not just be incest, but it's also like sexual assault and people becoming victims of their family members.
Forced incest.
Yeah,
I
like
have to put it break down. I
yeah,
have to sit
like
down and understand culturally how insensitive. Yeah, I was talking about your uncle touching you.
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole family think letting it slide because
oh yeah, that's just
because people don't realize that's incest. They just consider it as rape, sexual assault.
Mhm.
No, that's incest shit.
Mhm.
We make all these jokes about this white folks shit. No, that's nigga shit too.
Mhm.
I know a lot of black folks who had forced incestuous relationships. So that's why I look at it as a problem. One of the biggest problems because that I feel like the root of the black person's success is their tribe. And if you don't feel like you can trust your tribe, you're gonna go against it, and it's gonna create a cycle of ineptitude.
hmm And I guess, I don't really understand incest in that depth of a way. I've always thought of incest as like just having relations within your family. But I also can't say that someone being touched by their uncle or family member is not consensual. So it's like, at what point I see how it is, we family members and this is happening, but I kind of see it as like, you don't got my consent to touch me. Like, nigga, this is rape, this is sexual assault, this is abuse. So I think that is, yes, this abuse within our own families is definitely an issue for sure. I think the biggest issue in the black community, child, I don't know. I just say anti-blackness. I mean, we perpetuate the same things. We internalize the same things that have been projected on us as well. So I'm like, black folks, there are black people that rape and abuse their family members. We kill gay folks. We kill trans women. We're elitists, classists. We got so many issues. So it's like, pick one. Like, so I guess it's like, and I guess you have to look at it as like, what issue you willing to try to deal with or wrestle with? Like, what issue is so pressing right now in your life that you trying your best to get away from that specific issue? Because I feel like all of these issues, I feel like anti-blackness hits all of us differently. Like for somebody, it might be anti-black queer antagonisms. Then for somebody else, it might be anti-black classism. So it's like, bitch, you getting killed because you suck dick, and you getting killed because you poor and you don't have housing. You know what I'm saying? So, whichever issue is you feel like directly affecting you the most, I feel like that's probably what we ride with. Some of us, I guess.
Okay. So, more social issues. What you think about the Jackson water issue?
I saw that today on social media. I mean, anti-blackness. I mean, that's gonna be my go-to every time. Like, I have friends who grew up in Jackson, and they were like, this has been an issue for a while. And so the fact that these people are having to cancel school and they don't have access to water because the water not working, like, this would never be taking place in a white city or town. Like, they don't give a fuck about niggas. So niggas ain't got water. Like, why the fuck would Flint go that long without clean water? Because it's niggas. So nobody gives a fuck about us, and that's just where my analysis ends. I'm just like, I don't know what to say.
I try not to be, I try not to make everything about race, but at the root of everything, it really is just race.
Yeah, I mean, because what else can you do? And then, I mean, you might have black people, it's a black city with a black mayor or whatever, or black, whatever, governor, whoever down there. That don't mean shit. Because black people also, right, when you are in positions or whatever, you in an academy, you the president or something, that don't mean shit. Like, they be out for themselves too. So I just feel like, the experiences that black people have in mostly black spaces would not be happening if they were in, predominantly white spaces. Like,
Keep me on the race. Do you think most rich white people are classist or racist?
both. That's what I know for sure. Because not you see all these poor ass black people out here and you ain't gonna help them with your millions and trillions and billions. It's like, I don't even know. I don't know. I ain't thought through it enough, but I don't even know if you can be, a millionaire or whatever and not inherently be racist. When you see the conditions that black people are living in, and that, white people living in too, Latino people living in, I don't know how you can have this much money and you don't need this much money and not help people. And your one-time $1 million donation, like, girl, they ain't do shit. That was like paying 2 niggas to go to college. So I just, I don't see it for them. I don't see DEI for them. Yeah.
What you think about matching energy?
Matching energy. I think matching energy. It's such a. It's a lot of nuance in matching energy because I think sometimes matching energy is always seen as like a negative thing. Like, I'm matching energy. Like, you ain't doing this for me, I ain't doing this for you. But it's like, I also feel like when it comes to matching energy, if what you want to do for a person or the way you showing up for a person, if that's what you want to do, I feel like that's what you should do. And then if you realize it's not reciprocated, get the fuck. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to play. I don't believe in sitting back and playing like, I'm a Gemini. We like mind games. I'm not interested in playing like ping pong and shit, like saying, okay, your turn, or trying to be manipulative, right? I'm bored. I'm finna go and fuck with somebody that really want to fuck with me. So I don't believe in the whole matching energy thing, or if I realize you're not interested, even in friendship, if I feel like, if I'm giving and you not, I'm not finna say, okay, well, I'm just gonna, just finna match that. Like, no, either we gonna be friends or I'm finna go. Cause again, I don't have time.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of matching energy. I've always been taught to move my energy. Yeah. If somebody's not appreciating your energy, just move it along.
Okay.
Like, why would you want to go down to that little vibration just to prove a point to somebody that probably really don't give a fuck?
Yeah, because it's more so about your ego, I think, right? When you're trying to match energy, it's about making sure that you weren't the victim in the situation, or making sure that you weren't the person who didn't hold the power. Because a lot of people, once they feel like they hold the power in the dynamic, they can move on. It's when people feel like that they were the person that was got in a situation that they struggle. They feel like they got to play a game. But once they feel like, okay, like, I got my leak back or whatever, or I made you feel like shit, or the power in my hand now, they can move on. And I just feel like, okay, I guess, And I ain't always been like this. I've definitely had a time in life where I was like, oh, like, I'm finna match energy, or nah, not you fuck me over, I'm finna fuck you over back. And now I'm just like,
yeah,
who gives a fuck? Yeah. Like, niggas is dying. Like, I don't care anymore. Yeah, so I don't fuck with that matching energy thing. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself more of a giver or taker?
I consider myself both. I think, I am both, but I feel like I do a lot of giving that isn't warranted. And I don't blame them for it, like, cause they didn't ask for the shit. Like, I'll just be like, yeah, girl, like, you get on your shit, like, so you can, get into this doctoral program you're trying to get in. Like, I be doing a lot of giving that no one is asking me for, but I'm giving it because I care. And then I'm also wondering, am I giving this because so I can feel good about myself, right? So I can get my ego boost, or am I really doing this for this person? So I do a lot of giving, but I also feel like I do a lot I receive a lot. So I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on tricking? Because I'm a trick until you ask for it. Like if you subtly hit at it, I do it. You tweet it, I do it. You with me, we watch TV, I wish I do it. But once you flat out ask me for it, it's like, do you think I'm a trick? So what are your thoughts on tricking?
It just depends because I feel like some of the tactics that it depends on the dynamic. Folks be trying to, and this is both men, women, non-binary folks, whoever the fuck. I feel like people be trying to, like, they be trying to have a trick or whatever, or want somebody to trick on them, and it's like, you want a relationship or you want a trick? Because y'all trying to take sex worker tactics and apply them to like a committed relationship. Like, y'all need to log the fuck out of Twitter immediately. Cause what is y'all doing? Like, I don't know. But me personally, I mean, you ask for it, I give it to you.
You can't ask for cause what you said, I feel like, alright, if you gonna make me pay for a trip, hey, let me just pay for it flat out. Don't have me thinking like you want me to court you and you asking for stuff
right.
To get it.
Exactly.
Like I'll pay for it straight out with you.
Yeah. I think I think people are just so confused. Like they don't know what dating is. They don't know what romantic well, they can consist of whatever you want it to. But I think people are conflating like tricking in relationships. Like when people say they tricking on somebody, they might not mean it literally, y'all. They talking about figuratively. Like they mean that they going all out for the person they care about. They don't literally mean that somebody tricking on them. Like, no, folks actually have built bonds in relationships, and they actually care about each other, and they doing those things because they want to.
And truthfully, if that person has it and they actually know you and care about you, they'll just do it.
They'll just do it.
You ain't even gotta.
You ain't gotta manipulate somebody into doing nothing for you.
You know.
So I don't know. I get it. I ain't got no money though, so don't try to ask me to trick on you.
He even paid a little bit of tuition though.
Yeah.
She liked to argue, so he sent it to law school.
Law school.
Yeah. But yeah, with that tricking situation, it caused me to fall out with certain people that I was building a bond with, or I actually cared about. Have you ever? How do you deal with fallouts with people you love that you genuinely care about, and you were like, "Damn, I can't fuck with them no more."
Man, it's so crazy because, I mean, I feel like I be talking a lot of shit. Like me and my friends, we just talk a lot of shit. Like I be on social media just talking my shit, whatever. On some like a lot of times I'm not even serious, or I'm talking about a specific topic. But when it comes to like me talking my shit, cool. But actually falling out with people, I can't really say I don't really be falling out with nobody. Like I don't. Like I think if anything, people fall out with me, and I don't know it. But cause I don't fall out with you, cause if I don't fuck with you, that's just that. And what Roland Ray say? And to the friends, nothing to say. Like I just if I ain't fucking with you no more, it's a wrap. I don't do the like I fall out like with the folks I be like dating or in a relationship with, that happens. But like friendships, nah. Once you cross me, it's over with.
Cut off.
Fuck you. And that's just that. So I don't know how I deal with it. I think I just deal with it with, I don't know. I just move on, I guess,
Cause I always hate to see when people who are close or like family fall out. It be like, damn, just like this Zero and Trey situation. I'm like, damn. I don't want to fight no more. Like I'm not even a fighter type person. I tip somebody if I had to. But I live in a mindset now, man. I am what I attract, and I don't attract that roddy right energy. And if I feel it, I can move. I can sense when the energy's shaking. So I say that to say this: you still fight?
No. Like me and my mom was just talking about this the other day. I was like, I don't know. I don't fight, and I don't even know if I can fight at this point because
You ain't never been in a fight before?
I have. I've been in plenty fights.
You win?
Yeah, I did.
All of them?
I did.
Then you
Which is
can't-
so crazy, but I mean, I ain't saying my ass can't be whooped because I definitely think niggas like now, niggas be in the gym, they be big as fuck. Like these niggas will rock my shit, like no cap. But I mean, shit, I'm gonna give you a round. I'm gonna do what I can, cause I don't give a fuck about winning. I'm gonna leave a mark or some shit. You don't know you was in a fight, so that's all that matters.
Man,
But I don't be out here fighting. I mean, cause I don't have reason to. I don't know. I don't know, man. The people that I be with, we just don't be on shit like that. Like, yeah, we all got health conditions and shit, and done died. We out here trying to fight, but nah, I ain't never been in a fight. I mean, recently, you know.
Man, it's over there. I think
It's over.
2018 was my. Yes, it's definitely 2018. 2017, 2018. Last time I got into a
Why was
fight.
you in a fight?
I
Oh,
was-
you interviewing me?
I was tender dick about somebody I wasn't even in a relationship with. And, you know, when you drunk, emotions get the best of you. The person say one thing and you just. I already been hating.
Yeah. Okay, well.
But I
apologize.
apologize.
Yeah.
Like later, man, I was completely in the wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't even me. That ain't.
Yeah.
I try to have some proof about myself.
I don't be fighting because shit. For one, definitely over no woman, no man, no trans person, no non-binary person, cause they don't want me, and that's just that on it.
Now you miss one, miss 15, another coming.
Barely, but nevertheless,
Alright, last question, closing question. What is the biggest misconception about Kenneth Avery?
The biggest misconception about me, I would say that. What have I heard? I hear things now that were from years ago. I'm like, damn, that's what I did. That don't recall. I don't know. I think the biggest misconception about me is the things I be hearing now. Be like, it ain't like a personality trait I hear. I hear about things that I've done that I've never done, so I'll be confused. But the biggest misconception about me is I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I would say, the biggest misconception about me, I think, is that people, from what I've heard, somebody say to me, two people, I was like, bitch, y'all really think this about me? People think that I'm bougie, and I'm just like, sorry, I guess, I don't know.
Why do you think you bougie?
Truly, I don't know, like, cause I don't feel like I be doing that. I feel like, I think people expect you to, like, wanna be in the same spaces with them all the time. Like, I feel like for me, all of my friends, I've never had a friend group. All of my friends are like different. They run with different people, whatever. They be on trips and shit. I don't got friends like that. Like, all of my friends, or my relationships are like individual relationships with people. And I can bring people together, but I don't have friend groups, so whatever. But I think some of it is the fact, like, I don't be in certain spaces, and it's not because I think I'm better than people, but hell, I got anxiety. The fuck? Like, I don't want to be in this space. I don't want to be somewhere pretending, like, you know, to be somebody I'm not, or I don't want to have to perform like a certain type of masculinity or whatever. I'm just not interested in, I'm 26. I'm not interested in pretending to be somebody I'm not. And so I'd rather stay at home or be around people I'm comfortable with. Also, I think people look at, I don't know, maybe, shit, I don't know. Cause I mean, it ain't the clothes, shit, everybody got the shit that I have. The cars, this niggas out here in fucking Mercedes and, Maseratis and Range Rovers and shit. I'm like, hell, clearly I don't think that I'm rich. The fuck? So I don't know. So I think when people be saying folks bougie, I just kind of feel like people be projecting because really, I think people just be wanting to fuck with me. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. I think people be wanting to fuck with me, but they don't know how because I do feel like I'm kind of obscure. I feel like I'm kind of like, can't be clocked in a way. So it's like people be trying to say like, damn, how do I become his friend or blah blah blah. And only reason I kind of just come to this conclusion because I used to hear over the years like, oh, you're so like mysterious, or my mama used to say, people don't know how to take you, and so I'm like, and it's not that I be doing anything out the norm. It's just like I just feel like people don't know what I'm interested in. People don't know what my conversation is. You can only track my conversation if you interact with me on social media a lot, and I'm on there talking about anti-blackness. So like. But it's so many other things that I like to do and talk about, and I just hate that people think, that they think that, or they think that I wouldn't fuck with them, or that they perceive me as better, cause like I really am the type of nigga like you hit me up, hey, like come here. Now it depends on who they're who. I ain't gonna cap. Like I don't want to be around nobody that I just don't feel comfortable around like that, and it's hard to try to tell people because I don't want to start shit because I ain't got time, but. I just wish people would just be more like me. Like, if you want to, well, I'm lying, because I be shy too. But I just wish people would just be like, I want to hang out with you, or, let's go do this, or whatever. But I just think people be getting me confused with the local celebrities. I'm not a local celebrity, y'all, because I don't be on social media and posting pictures acting like I'm in a different country every day.
I post to local celebrities.
Me too. I mean, I'm just not one of them. And
you might be in their eyes, like you said.
I don't think so. I think people know who I am. I'm starting to realize some people know who I am, but I wouldn't consider myself like popular or a celebrity. Like so I kind of feel like I don't know why people got that perception of me. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming to sit down with us. Do you have any closing remarks?
Closing remarks. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me. This has been really cool and chill. Yeah, we should do more of these. Closing remarks. Fuck with me. I mean, I'm definitely a really chill person. I like to go out. If you at the day party, let me know because that's where I be. That's my vibe.
He'll buy you a shot.
I will buy you a shot. I got the money. I'm broke now. I'm in education. But yeah, fuck with me. It's just it's all cool. It's good.
All right, and we're